Rise and shine, beloved. Rise and shine, great grand rising. Come on in, guys. We are so happy to be here today. This is Ilona Sanders, and welcome to another episode of Spiritual Success TV, where we are lighting the way to help you create a clear path forward on your spiritual success journey. With that being said, let's do what we do over here. Let's activate the success mind. We're going to do that. Sit with our feet flat, hand on heart, back straight. Take a good healing deep breath in. Fully and completely exhale through the mouth and relax. Let everything come into deep relaxation from the crown of your head all the way down to the soles of your feet. We can feel our feet. We can feel the seat we're sitting in. We are anchored here, but we want the spirit to soar. Deep breath in and exhale. Relax deeper, let go, letting go of everything that happened prior to this sacred moment. Turn that focus and attention inward to the rich inner life of the kingdom of God that is within you. And relax. One more for the power of 3. Healing deep breath in and exhale. All right, lovelies, great grand rising. Come on, let me see who's here. Give me a great grand rising on Facebook, on YouTube. Let me pull up Facebook so that we can see your comments live on Facebook. All right, and we are ready to go. I tell you, great grand rising, Brian, Sharice, thanks for joining us live today. All right, lovelies, with that being said, let me check and see who's over here on YouTube. Yes, great grand rising, great grand rising. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, lovelies, it is a wonderful day, and we are rapidly moving through this month. My mind is blown as to how quickly time is going by. All right, so beloved, I want to dive in. I want to particularly talk to my folks today. When I sent the general email over the weekend, right? I was really feeling a specific group of people. Grand Rising, Marcus, Brian, Sharice, thanks for joining us live. All right. And so I asked the question, are you allowing disappointment or the fear of disappointment to hold you hostage? And I got my email right here. I'm glancing at, right? And so the caption in the image that I sent said, forget the disappointment. I feel this so deeply, guys. I want us to take a moment and breathe that in. All my folks that you can identify with this, you've had bouts of disappointment. You keep coming back around to disappointment. You had faith in people, associations, circumstances, and you were let down. I want you to come on in here today. I feel the power, the grace, and the energy to be able to touch you deeply where you can release disappointment. So the graphic said, forget disappointment. Forget disappointment. Keep expecting the good stuff to show up. Somebody talk back to me today and say, I'm expecting the good stuff. Come on. Only the good stuff. Keep expecting the good stuff to show up. A Course in Miracles says this, that you expect what you see. You expect what you see. And what you're seeing is the result of your desire or your invitation that you called for. Somebody talk back to me. You expect what you see. And what you see is the result of the invitation that you sent out. It's the result of the desire that you were expecting. So I want us to stay right here. I'm expecting the good stuff. Yes, 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 yes. What did you say, Reese? I felt weird to hear you go. Did I call you Sharice again? I'm sorry. I apologize. All right, Reese. Thanks for reminding me. Thanks for reminding me. That is a testament. That right there is a testament to how everything carries an energy. And the energy from what I called you first and to what you prefer to be called is different energy. That's a testament right there. All right, so listen, beloved, disappointment. Disappointment is an emotion that can be managed. And here are 3 tips that's going to help you really manage disappointment. Disappointment kicks in when you miss the fulfillment of a promise, a desire, or a goal. Disappointment is that space in between what you were expecting to happen and what actually happened. That space in between, where you felt in between, is disappointment, because you're not what you expected and you don't really want to be in what showed up. So you're in this space of disappointment. And I have dealt with people and mentored and coached so many people that battle with this energy of disappointment. But disappointment, again, beloved, it's an energy that can be managed. It's an emotion that can be managed. And when I say forget the disappointment, everything you know is a choice. It's all about you choosing how you're going to respond. And can I just throw this in, particularly those of you who are in a relationship, an engagement with a partner, a significant other, could be a family member, could be a coworker, it could be anybody that you're in relationship with. I want you to check yourself to see if you are expecting more than they're able to give. You're expecting something that's beyond their capability. Y'all talk back to me. Right? And I know sometimes, especially when you have a spouse, a significant other that's in your life, right? There are certain expectations. And when you don't get those expectations, you fall into disappointment. Disappointment falls into despair and depression. And then when you look around again, you are not yourself. Can we just take a good deep breath here? Because I feel something real strong just coming in. And exhale. Yeah, I particularly want to speak to you guys who are in relationship and connected to a significant partner in your life, because many times you could spend so much of your time and energy piercing into their lives and managing their lives and looking into what they should not be doing, what they should be able to do, and then what they're giving to you. Now, I am all for mutually beneficial relationships, and that's the second step, right? The second step, Grand Rising Lisa, thanks for joining us live. The second step in being able to transform disappointment into the energy of satisfaction, the energy of being able to receive what you're intending is that you have to understand where you are and where you're landing. So if you're in relationship, it doesn't matter if it's a spousal relationship, significant other, best friend, co-worker, parent-children relationship, your expectation may be beyond that person's capability. They are not capable of giving you what you think you deserve and should have. Somebody talk back to me if you're with me. Great Grand Rising, Deneen. Thanks for joining us live, right? Sometimes they are incapable of giving you what you are expecting from them. And so when that happens, beloved, when that happens, then you're in a place where you cannot be satisfied or fulfilled in that relationship. So today I want to encourage you to take a look at what it is you are expecting, and then giving that other person some grace by letting them off the hook because they don't have the capability, the capacity to give to you what you feel you should have, right? So with that being said, I want you to forget the disappointment, even if it's disappointment in yourself. right? And that's the biggest type of disappointment that we are fostering these days, is that we are disappointed in ourselves, right? Hey, Great Grand Rising, Anthony. Thanks for joining us live. Mobile Rick. All right, Great Grand Rising. So listen, beloved, many times we are disappointed in ourselves. You know, I've lived most of my life refusing to live with regrets. I just didn't want to have any regrets in life, right? I tried to live my life in a way where I am real time, I'm settled, and I'm fulfilling. But I'm finding the more I am gracefully moving through this earthly experience, getting to what we would call senior years or golden years, or I've lived more years than I'm expected to stay here and remain, I find that I can have an opportunity to have regret about many things. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to do disappointment. We're not going to do regret. We're going to come into our ability to shift and change our lives, come into our ability to be able to create a new timeline. So disappointment is when you've missed the fulfillment of an appointment, a desire, a goal, or an intention. But this is where I want you to rest today, right? So I want to give you 3 tips so that we start transforming disappointment in ourselves and disappointment in others. You know, many times it's easy to forgive someone else, but difficult to forgive yourself. I want you to take a breath today, and I want you to rest in the ability to forgive yourself and forgive others. Whatever you have done or you have not done, whatever you are still having a challenge with in your life, rather you're missing the mark or meeting the mark, I want you to release and let yourself off the hook right now. Come on, right now. I want you to place your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath. And I want you to give yourself some grace and said, I did the best that I can do with what I was working with. Come on. I did the best that I can do with what I was working with. Let yourself off the hook. I don't want no, I should have, I must, I have to. Why did I? You were stupid. You a fool. Why? None of that. You're making the best decision that you could make based on where you are. And this is how you start letting others off the hook. Come on. I want you here with me. Let's release and let everyone off the hook. And when we say let them off the hook, you're giving them the grace. They are doing the best that they can do with what they have, where they're at, the experience that they have. And everyone is on their own spiritual journey. Everyone is evolving. Everyone have their challenges. This is why I speak all the time, even in the parent. You have to let the parents off the hook. They did the best that they could. So this is the first step, and start allowing yourself to release and let go of disappointment. So when we say things like, forget the disappointment, this is what I want to forget the disappointment. Okay, it didn't happen. It didn't work. You're still thinking that, right? You're still in the illusion of thinking that you're stuck. I want you to let go of all of that today. And I keep taking breaths. Come on, keep taking these breaths. Relax. They did you wrong. They betrayed you. They may have been dirty, right? Let it go. You didn't make what you thought were good decisions. You're in the golden years, the senior years of your life, and I'm talking to my baby boomers right here. And you may not have made the best financial decisions over the course of your life. Let it go. It's time to retire, and you can't retire. It's time to retire, and it's not enough money. I want you to let it go. Because what are we going to do? We're going to create something different. Can y'all just give me some hearts? Give me some thumbs up. Come on. I don't care where you are in your life, baby boomer, millennial, Gen X, Gen Z. It's still time. You can create something different. So how are we going to start transforming this disappointment? Number one, I want you to start embracing the flow of life. Talk back to me and say, I will embrace the flow of life. What does that mean, Dr. E? I want you to remember life doesn't happen linearly. I told you that yesterday, right? Life doesn't happen linearly. Grand Rise and Miranda, thanks for joining us live. Life doesn't happen in a straight line. We are programmed to think that everything should happen one after another, next progression, but life is more in a wave pattern, up and down, ebbs and flows, in and outs, right? So I want you to embrace the flow of life. Watch this, we're going somewhere. Remember, life doesn't happen linearly. There are peaks and valleys, there are ebbs and flows. Never insist on just one outcome. What we're saying in a nutshell right here is that when you have the conviction in your spirit, all things are working together. Y'all know that's my favorite verse in sacred text, right? From the proverbial writer. All things are working together and fitting into a plan for good. Fitting into a plan for my good. When you have that deep knowing, that deep conviction, that no matter what appears to show up, it's working for my good, right? The old folks used to say, there's good in every evil, and there's evil in every good. The law of polarity, right? So number one, talk back to me, embrace the flow of life and not allow when things don't work the way you should, the way you think it should, or you didn't get the result you thought you should have gotten. That's the time to do an assessment, right? That's the time to do the assessment. Yes, thank you. So absolutely right. Yes, Anthony, absolutely right. That's the time to do an assessment. That's the time to start looking at, all right, I set this intention. I set this goal. What worked well for me? All right. I was focused up to a point. I knew where I was going. What didn't work well? I allowed myself to be distracted when I allow certain people in my ear. That's why you have to guard your ear gate, your eye gate. When I listened to certain people, I allowed myself to get distracted. All right, what will I do differently now? Now that I'm in this space, I didn't get the result I wanted. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. I didn't get the result that I wanted. What will I do differently? Simple assessment. What's working well? What's not working? What can I do differently? This is how you stay empowered. This is how you stay in the driver's seat and don't allow yourself to be a victim. Don't allow yourself to fall prey to focusing incessantly on what someone else did. Anytime, I want you to hear me, anytime you are focused and mesmerized and meditating on what someone else said, what someone else did, how they looked at you, what they didn't do, you're giving away your power. Can you talk back to me today? You are giving away your power, and God don't want you in that victimized position. You're not a victim. You are empowered. And I want you to learn how to continually, daily empower yourself. So what are you doing? You're letting everybody off the hook, because forgiveness is not about them. It's about you. When you're allowing yourself to be fixated and mesmerized, and you're meditating and ruminating on all the bad things that happen, what are you doing? Y'all know it. Somebody talk back to me. Y'all been with me long enough. Somebody talk back to me. What's happening when you are meditating, ruminating, worrying, fascinated, got your attention on all the things that's not working, all the things you don't have? What's happening? You're creating more of that. You're calling for more of that. That's why the Course in Miracles say you see what you expect. What you expect is what you're seeing. And what you're seeing is the result of what you've called for. Can you turn to your neighbor? Lord, I'm going back to my pastoral days. Can you turn back to your neighbor and say, neighbor, what are you calling for? What are you calling for? What are you calling for? Right? Yes, absolutely. What are you calling for? So number one, we want you to start releasing them. Let them go. Let them off the hook. Does that mean you forget and you allow them to do it again? No. But you're not going to stay fixated on what happened. Let it go. Let go, let go, let go. Forgive them, forgive yourself. You know, my favorite analogy about unforgiveness is like, you drink the poison but expect the other person to die. Let it go. So number one, embrace the flow of life. You can only embrace the flow of life when you already have a deep conviction and a knowing. All things are working together, fitting into a plan for my good. It may not look good, it may not feel good, but it is good and it's working for my good. And trust me, when you can embrace that, the more you can embrace that, the more good things are going to show up. Number two, let go of rigid control. All of this is related. Let go of rigid control, right? Let go of rigid control. Yes. What are you calling for? Yes, Anthony Wonderland said, hallelujah. What are you calling for? Right? Let go of rigid control. Number two, let go of rigid control. You can reach your desired goal in many ways. That goes along with not expecting or insisting one outcome. See, when we say let go and let God, when you truly let go and release, you are creating the atmosphere for the miracle. You are creating the atmosphere for the change. Do not insist on one way for your desire to come. Let go of that rigid control that it has to come and show up on this many days, and it has to look like this, and it has to say this. Listen, beloved, it's a million ways. Oh, somebody talk back to me today. Come on, I'm eating this good food myself. If y'all not eating, I'm eating. Hey, Kirk. Hey, Sanders. Thanks for joining us live. That's my son. I love you so much. Right? Y'all got birthdays this month. I'm not forgetting. All right. So both my sons have birthdays this month. Right? So listen, beloved, rigid control. There's a million ways for God to manifest your dream, your desire, your intention. And when you can let go of control and you can relax, fully knowing all things are working together. All things are working together. Everything is working, even what appears to be a setback, what appears to be a challenge. Everything is working and fitting into a plan for your good, not your demise. Somebody talk back to me and say, this won't kill me. Come on, talk back to me. This won't kill me. It won't take me out. All right, number three. This is how you're going to transform that disappointment. Cultivate inner wisdom. Why do you think I always tell you guys, turn inward, turn the focus inward to the rich inner life? You know, I understand that I coach and mentor people on different levels. And it always just gives me so much joy and warm my heart when people get it. And I think I've been with people for a long time in my community, right? And that's the desire, because we're on a lifelong journey of mastery. But I've had people in my community call back a principle that I have been talking about for years. And they say, Dr. E, I finally get it. I get it now. Now I understand what you mean by the rich inner life, right? And so when I use this terminology, and that's why we have to have new language in, remember, everything carries a frequency, a vibration. And if you want to create new wineskin for new wine to be poured in, language in is very important. We've talked about that. So when I begin to talk about the rich inner life, according to the writer of Luke, Jesus the Christ said, the kingdom of God is within. It's within. You have to train yourself how to go in and go deep diving for all this wonderful treasure that's within. So you have to start cultivating inner wisdom, develop an attitude. Watch this. Develop an attitude of acceptance and gratitude for whatever unfolds. This is all I'm talking about. Fully knowing that everything's working for your plan, working for your good. Yes, right? This won't kill me. This won't take me out. Yes, yes, yes. Hot, hot, hot. Yes, yes, yes. Come on, y'all talk back to me. How many of y'all have already lived through many things that you thought would have taken you out? Many things that disappointed you, where you were up on a mountain peak and it feel like you got dropped down to the ground and you felt like you had no strength to get up, but you got up and you're still here, right? So forget the disappointment. This is what I want to encourage you with today. Forget the disappointment. Let it go. Let those people off the hook. Take them out of your imagination. They are gone. Many of them are gone about their business. Some of them have remarried, got with other people. Some are no longer here in this physical dimension. Let it go. Let it go. And get ready to make the room. In my community, we are talking all about mental efficacy. That's clearing up this mental real estate and giving yourself the tools that you need to have this mental efficacy where your mind can stay focused on what you're creating, where your mind has the capacity now to shift and pivot whenever necessary. I shared with you guys last week that how I'm feeling this pivot myself. I'm feeling myself being called into my community, being called for my people who are unique. And I can literally feel you guys all over the world. I can feel you in other countries. And I can feel that you're ready. Your heart is ready. Your mind is ready. And you want to embrace your uniqueness, right? I'm coming because I feel a strong pivot. What I feel an amazing army rising up of unique individuals that are carrying supernatural giftings, unusual giftings, right? And I just can't wait to get in a community with people like this. All my X-Men, right? I gave you all that analogy last week. All my X-Men, all of you that have never fit in, never could quite do the program the way everybody wanted it done. You did not fit because this is your time. Can y'all talk back to me and say, this is my time? Talk back to me and say, this is my time, right? Miranda says, so many things I thought would take me out. Yes, girl, I want to scream. I want to holler. Yes, I am with you. One of these days, I'm going to call Lynx Tyus on here and have her come on with her keyboard so she could strike up some good old B3 Hammond praise music, right? Yes, Miranda, yes. I got to stop right there. Can we just stop right there and celebrate? Come on, I know y'all know this. I know y'all are with me. So many things you thought was going to take you out, but I'm still here. Marcus says, I apologize for crushing people under the weight. Oh, this is beautiful, Marcus. I apologize for crushing people under the weight of my expectation that they were incapable of supporting them. Yes, Marcus. That right there, y'all are just blowing me away. That right there, I stand in agreement with you, right? And you are forgiven. Forgive yourself. Bless them and release them. And I love you're a wordsmith. I love your choice of words. I apologize for crushing people. Y'all, can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear Prophet Marcus today? Right? And we all have done that. Can y'all take a moment? See, that takes you looking at you. Marcus, thank you for that. That took you looking at you and saying, you know what? My expectation was this, and there's nothing wrong with his expectation. We're not saying his expectation is wrong. We're saying that whoever the people were were incapable of providing that at that time. And so we have to bless them because they're on their spiritual journey. They're growing and developing just like you are. And y'all know my saying. This is why I say several things. You can't leave until it's okay to stay. That simply means that it's okay to stay because you're no longer looking at them. You're no longer blaming them. You're no longer being triggered by them. And you could stay if you choose to, but you're choosing to go. Can y'all hear me today? You can choose to stay because they're no longer affecting you. They don't have an effect on you anymore. All the things that they used to do to push your buttons no longer work because you're so focused on you. It's okay to stay, but I'm choosing to go. You're not running. Nobody's chasing you. Not unless you're in an environment where your life is being threatened and there's physical balance, then yes, you have to go. You can't leave until it's okay to stay. Let them off the hook. It doesn't mean that you let them keep doing the same thing over and over. It means that you're no longer going to be mesmerized and fascinated and meditating on what they're doing or not doing. You're going to give them the grace to develop at their own pace. Y'all better talk back to me. This is how you're going to, all of this is for you, beloved. When you can let go and you give them the grace to develop at their own pace, and you can still love and you can still have compassion and give them that grace, that's empowering you. That's how you take your power back. Somebody talk to me and say, I'm taking my power back. They did what they did. It happened. It's over. Let's heal. Let it go. Yes, that's so good right there. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This is going to empower you. This is how you're going to get strong. This is how you're going to evolve into the person that God sent you here to be. This is how you're going to make the impact that you're here to make. This is how everything that's waiting, y'all hear me with this, everything that's waiting to come into your atmosphere, waiting to hit your 3D reality realm, all of that, the space for that to flow in and manifest will get cleared up because you're breaking and cutting the cord to them. You're coming out of that. Listen to this. Listen, beloved. In our community, we talk a lot about our biochemical, electrochemical responses in the body. We know this. Listen, beloved. Every time you have a thought, every time you revisit that incident, you are literally in real time living that event over and over and over again because you're releasing an electrical impulse to the brain that's releasing a chemical reaction of hormones in your bodies, storing the memory of it deep within your cells. Now, if it's a person, like I said earlier, they're going about their business. Some of them are remarried. Some of them are no longer here. And you're still holding on, remembering and talking about and still sharing every single opportunity you get about what they did. You're reliving that. You're calling for that. Watch this. And you're calling for more of that to show up in your life with the next person and the next person. Because why? You didn't grow. You didn't change. You didn't shift your vibrational frequency. So what are you doing? Attracting a match for that same betrayal. For that same, y'all better talk back to me. They just came dressed different. They came a different complexion, a different length of hair, born under a different sign, but their vibrational energy was the same. Y'all don't want to mess with me today. And you jumped right in and got excited because they had on a different outfit. They had a different hairstyle, right? But their energy was the same. Okay. Take a good healing deep breath in and exhale. Beloved, let's start transforming that disappointment. Forget it. Let go of the disappointment. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let go of the disappointment and make room for the good stuff to come in. All right. We want to make room for the good stuff to come in. So, beloved, if you all are choosing and want to sow seed, and my people are telling me I have to offer this, right? Because y'all know usually I do this like 2 times a year, but they said offer it. And then I get emails and messages. How can I sow? How can I support? I'll go into a deep teaching about this one day, about the Teruma tithe and all of that. But these are the different ways that you can give. You can sow seed. Thank you, everyone last week that sowed seed. I appreciate it, right? And so you need to name your seed this week. If you're sowing seed, name your seed. New expectation. New expectation. Sow a new expectation seed, all right? And put in the memo, new expectation seed. We're so thankful and so grateful. Screenshot that so that you can have it. All right, lovely. Y'all see the crawler going down on the ticker. If you want to have a clarity call with me, you say, Dr. E, I just need a one-on-one. And you've never had that with me, go to the website, ElonaSanders.com. Pick a day and time that will work for you. You'll hear back from me within 24 hours, and we will get together and have a clarity call. All right, lovelies, I'm going to release you with many blessings for the rest of your day and your week. I love you guys so much. Share this video with someone. Helps the algorithm. It lets YouTube and Facebook know that we're interested in this content, and they will push it out and let others join us. So when you see the numbers are low on who's viewing, it's because Facebook is not pushing it out, because we don't have enough interaction. We're not sharing. We have to like it. When you come out of this on Facebook, go back and like it. YouTube, like it, and then share it with someone. Rather they watch it or not, they're just looking to see if you're thinking this is worth sharing, right? So that's the way that you can sow and contribute, even if it's not financially. Like it and share it. Thank you, Kirk. Love you so much. Love you so much, Miranda. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're so welcome. All right, Bird. Love you. Pray all is well. I've been praying for you, praying for your health, and I pray everything is well with you. All right, lovelies. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day, and raise your expectation. Let folks off the hook, because it's over, and now we are only expecting the good stuff to show up. All right, bye now.